Hello there, and welcome back to Sail Thunder. Today I give you in a brief overlook my thoughts on all the premium vehicles, the packages, and give you some little tips and tricks how to further increase the discount or where you actually get more discount than you might think. Furthermore, a lot of the vehicles that I'm talking here about are already reviewed by myself, so just type into YouTube my name, Napalmratte, and then the vehicle name, and then the suggestions pop up. Tank review, first impressions, related tanks in terms of review or a very related name. So there is this. Please look them up, and I give you now a very brief overview. So minus 50% is a decent discount now after Christmas, where you got a lot of money from your grandparents in your pocket. A lot of us do. So now let's talk about this. So the Tough Guy bundle is the first one. It includes the T29 rock solid heavy tank tier 4, really nice. Magach 3, not my favorite, but it has increased value now with the more reliable L7 gun, where the APDS also deals now more reliable damage, doesn't just disappear somewhere in thin air. Also, it has now ear protection, where there is a lot of heat FS flying around. This is not bad versus helicopters. And also now it has multiple smoke launchers in the front, which it didn't have at its introduction. So for $74.99, this is not cheap, but it could be more expensive. Also, you get a unique decal, a unique title. For me personally, those two things are not really that valuable. However, one more thing that I have to say about all the packages. If you already have one of the set premiums, you can see for me, I own the T29 package or bundle. And so the $40 actually got now not counted into the final price. And so instead of the $74.99, I have to actually pay 55 euros. So this is obviously in your favor. So if you already have the T29 and the Magach 3, this is now the cheapest time to get your hands on the XM1, which then would cost you only 30 euros or dollars. So please keep this in mind. So this is a good bundle. The Magach 3, not my favorite, but the XM1, it's debatable what I think about the vehicle for the health of the game. But if you buy it, it is definitely very fast, very good gun, very good stabilizer. Not the greatest armor, because it's not a full-fledged out Abrams, but definitely one of the better premiums in the game. Then we come to the Crusher bundle, and there we go with the IS-6. Still one of the best heavy tanks, fast, maneuverable, and in contrast to the IS-3 and IS-4, definitely more fun, faster reload. So it is a good heavy tank. On top of this, you get definitely the best sniper in the game with the Object 120 with a devastating 152mm smoothbore gun that fires some of the strongest heat FS and some of the strongest APFSs, not only for its battle rating, but for the entire game. Then also the T55 AM1, I like it. It is also, like the XM1, the top selling or the top battle rating, top rank premium. And it's one of the most versatile one in terms of ammunition, protection, and so forth. So again, check out its tank review. Then we come to the Lionheart bundle, and I think that drops a lot of value, which you can see in price for numerous reasons. I personally love the Black Prince, but I can see that not everybody feels comfortable with it. You have to angle, you have to endure its slow speed. The gun has ammunition that doesn't fire APHE like the rest of the British tech tree. Then the Centurion pack, well, that by itself is great. A stabilized 20-pounder that fires APDS at 6.7, you are in a perfect lineup. And on top of this, you also have on the Stridsvagn 81, which this Centurion is, also 3 SS11 manually guided ATGMs. And then we come to here the problem, while this bundle is 10 euros cheaper than the other ones, because they try to sell the AVRE, which is great for a LOL tank, a derp tank. It's not a serious player. It's very frustrating to play if you're in an open map, if you are not just point blank range, if the enemy has Euro protection or spaced armor, or you don't hit, or you don't one-shot kill them because you only have hash and the reload is very long. Hitting something at long range, not my favorite. And also the shot Karl Dalet is now the recent introduction, which is so much better overall, and currently the best British tank in the game, I'd say. So there is this. Then we come to the Teutonic bundle. Then we have here, first of all, the King Tiger, or the Tiger 2 SLA 16, the Diesel Tiger. We have a bit more protection here on the side of the turret, but again, not the greatest tank anymore. It has a bit fallen out of favor. The fuel tank explodes on a regular basis despite being diesel. The ammunition in the back of the turret, you cannot take it out. And the add-on armor doesn't really protect you from anything. So even a shot with APHE on the side of your turret from American 76mm from a Sherman will penetrate and one-shot you. However, what has more mobility, has the combination of APHE and Heat FS, and is also decently fast, is the M47G. Decent rank 5 premium, but again, this is just one premium. The absolute hammer, the smack hammer, is the Leopard pack with the Leopard A1A1 with the Rheinmetall 120mm Glattrohrkanone L44, or in short the L44. Yeah, one of the best premiums now with the battle rating reduction. Again, a fair price, I'd say, for the entire package. Then we come to the Devastator bundle, and this is very unique together with the Poseidon bundle because it is with $60 giving you access to 3 rather recent helicopter premium introductions. So the premiums are not that old, only 1 patch old. And it is the Hind pack here for the Soviets, the Huey Hawk pack for the Americans, and the Bow 105 CB2 pack for the Germans. So I think this is now your best time to get into helicopters, but I personally have no interest in helicopters whatsoever. They're nothing but an annoyance, so it's up to you. But the price for that, you know, you get into 3 separate nations at once. So that is actually a fair offer, I'd say. And again, you know, 50% off. Then we come to the Poseidon bundle. Again, you get the 3 premium destroyers, the USS Cowell, very good in anti-aircraft role and also versus patrol boats. The Z-20, very good versus other destroyers and even cruisers, if you know where to shoot, if you use the DPM monster. The Project 7U is a bit more on the long range side. Best damage output per shell for a destroyer, but it lacks the overall DPM. And again, we don't have here the hider for the British, so this is actually what the bundle lacks, but you know, it's still a fair price. Then we come to the Strategist bundle for the Italians via G55S. It's an awesome plane. It is really great. I love it. Really great handling, great climb rate, really great firepower, and even 2 small bombs. So very good in air RB, very good in the anti-cast role in tank RB, and you can do even some limited strafing versus some open top tank destroyers, SPAs, you name it. I recently made a video about it. Anti-cast pays off. Then recently also made a tank review about the M26 Pershing. Kind of, it's a bit, you know, exhausting to play this tank time after time again because it's so slow. But the gun can do it. I had some great games with it. It's fun to play with the APHE. A solid pick, but again not the brightest star on the premium sky. The P40 Leoncello, it's only a 3.3 battle rating tank, but it's fun, and I made a tank review. It's quite a while ago, but still valid. And for 42, 49, well, the one thing that I can say is that it doesn't contain the M60 A1 DC Ariete because it was quote-unquote just a recent addition, despite being copy and paste. So that reduces its overall value. That the M60 A1 would be the tier 5 premium has not the greatest value by itself compared to the shot call Dalet is a question by itself. But always keep in mind that this doesn't contain the highest battle rating premium. So there is this. But then again, 42, 49, debatable. Funnily enough, we have the quite different story here for the French with the SO 8000 Naval pack. It's a heavy fighter, great head-on firepower, still occasion maneuverable, really high speed monster, has even some cast potential, but don't go into turn fights with it. Then we have the M4A1 FL10, great firepower as battle rating, and then instead of the AMX 13 SS11 that I expected to be in this bundle, it is the rank 5, the MX 30. Which is strange because it's a decent tank. It's fast, it has a 400mm penetrating heat shell, and now, after many fixes, I'd say, the heat shell actually does reliable damage versus Oryx, versus crew, versus, you know, the average tank that you face. So I'd say this explains here the more pricing of 1250 compared to this package. So there is this. Yeah. Then it comes to the Ronin bundle. We have the Kia 87. It is a very untypical plane for the Japanese. It is more like a high altitude fighter, a bit more like a P-47 with 20 and 30 millimeters. Nice plane indeed. It looks gorgeous, but in tank RB, not so useful. The Type 5 Hori pack, not a bad tank, I have to say, like a mobile Ferdinand with a bit reduced armor. So check out the video on this. And then we have the heavy tank number 6, which is practically a premium Tiger E for the Japanese. And because you sometimes face the Germans, you then can see how valuable it is to play on the other team. Decent price, I'd say, but again, it doesn't contain here the highest battle rating premium. So there is this. Then we come to 3 unique bundles that I personally don't see the value other than being collector. P38K, it's definitely a nice plane, and for 30 euros, yeah, I don't know. See, the problem with the plane is it has good performance, but I never got really the kills out of the performance. And then your team falls apart like this. You lose, you lose, you lose, you don't get the kills. You don't have the time to make the performance of the plane work. So that is for me the hindrance. Then we come to the IS-2 Revenge for the Hero Brother. 40 euros, that's too expensive for a heavy tank that has fallen out of favor. It is still a solid pick, but you know, the meta changes constantly, and the long reload, the 5 degrees of gun depression, it's now no longer worth $40. It's much cheaper to put simply a talisman on the regular IS-2 mod 1944 and be done with it to have the same effect. Then we have the Bf 109Z Zwilling, and while the plane has a really great rate of climb, and furthermore the 30mm when they hit and do not spark have a great damage output, I still have not the... I don't trust it. I don't trust the plane, and it has very limited cast potential. Yes, you can get kills. You can farm oblivious fighters in head-ons or you know, in strafing than in tank RP, but there is nothing that this plane can do that it cannot do better with other planes, and especially at lower speeds and higher speeds, it just is very brick-like, very unmaneuverable, very slouchy. I don't like it. I made a video about it getting one of the most hilarious aces ever, but still not my first choice. So those 3 packages are definitely something for collectors, but not for serious players, in my opinion. And my opinion are based on my experience playing the game. And obviously I brought you also some objective arguments into the value of those packages. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did. Let me know if this has helped you in the decision of buying something or not. And as usual, we will see each other in the skies, on the waves, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.